Okay, so welcome to the McKinney Amateur Radio Club June of 2023 general meeting. We still have a conversation going on here somewhere? All right, thank you. So remember, you can do meeting self-check-in, which is a lot easier on the secretary by opening up the email that you should have received either last night or about an hour before this meeting. There's a link for check-in. It's going to prompt you for a self-check-in code. The self-check-in code is 79. So give that a try. I've already seen that about 15 of you have already done that, so keep it up. So let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so do we have, well, I know we have at least one guest here this evening. Did you get your application submitted? Yeah. All right. I'm ready for a vote now. Give us a few minutes. We have a slide for that. So what was your name and call sign?
Darren McIntyre, AG5BCH.
Great to see you, Darren. Thanks for finding us. Any other visitors? Anybody get a new call sign since the last meeting? Anybody upgrade their license? Tell me about it, both of you. You first. Congratulations. And how about you, sir? Fantastic. 2 new generals, just in time for field day. Great news. Anybody change a call sign? Rochelle? Another general licensee. Fantastic. Congratulations, Rochelle. Okay, so the VE team report, Alan sent me an email with the list. For May, he had 3 people come to test. 1 of them passed a technician, 2 passed general. So all in all, everybody walked away with something. All right, so tonight's program is all about field day, and we are 11 days away. 11 days. That's coming up fast. So get ready, folks. Here's Mr. Mike Flouchet.
Woo, field day! Weekend after this. Thank you. Back to the place where we were last year, different pavilion, Outback Pavilion at Irwin Park. So if you drive into the park, hit the loop in the back and go to the furthest pavilion in the back. Beautiful view to the northeast, but if you drive the loop a couple of times, you'll run into it. So you'll be fine. So I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. The anticipation. You know, you remember when you were a kid, you couldn't sleep. You may get upset stomach or whatever. Maybe it's field day fever I've got. I don't know. Field day fever. What is field day fever?
It's not a contest.
Oh. But field day fever, is it the latest version of this virus, the one we don't talk about? No, that's not it. That's not it. Is it the latest dance craze that John Travolta's making a movie about? Good times back in, but that's another story. Now, field day fever, it's that anticipation. I'm ready to start putting up towers in the Texas sun. That teamwork, get everybody together. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that great? It's making sure all the equipment works. How many members do we need to get together to make sure a radio works? Well, all of them, right? That's right, all of them. It's checking it twice and making sure it's right? Making sure everything's perfect. That tower's standing up straight. And we're going to have another tower this year. We're going to have 3 of them. So it's that attention to detail that we're just so ready for, that we're anticipating. It's that fever making you hot. This is one of the coolest pictures from last year. It's that family getting on HF together, making contacts, and that's just what a great picture that is, and great time they had, and that made the hot weekend worth it for me. What is field day? What is field day? Well, field day started. Yeah, what's it got to do with them? I'm getting there. Field day started in 1933, and those two were still running around robbing banks and shooting people. Everybody knows who they are, right? That's Bonnie and Clyde for you youngsters out there. They didn't make the second field day, but that's another story too. I think that was in East Texas somewhere. Anyway, it's Amateur Radio's open house. It's where we go out and invite everybody in to come see what we're doing. That's why we're in a public location at the park, and everybody's welcome. Everybody from the club, everybody that walks by is welcome to come see. What are those people doing with those towers and all them wires and radios set up over there? And there's going to be operators from all over the U.S., Canada, Mexico, and all over the world. We made contacts last year in Japan, New Zealand, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico. I know it's part of the U.S., but it's still a DX. We made contacts all over last year, and there's folks that participate. It's mainly North America, but folks all over the world participate. It's the time to get out of the shack, set up our equipment, and operate in less than optimal conditions. And while the temperature's good right now, it's going to be warm. It's going to be a little warm here in a little bit. So that's less than optimal. And again, we're going to welcome visitors to our hobby. They're going to come see what we're all about and what we're doing there. What are those people doing? Oh, did I say it's going to be hot? Need to hydrate. Did everybody get the email about the article in the McKinney Courier Gazette, the big paper? Everybody see it? Anybody not see it? I've got a copy of it here. We get points for that. We've already got 100 points. We've already got 100 points. So, and no, that's not a picture of me as a little boy. He's too cute. So, but if anybody hadn't seen it, I'll pass this around. All right, Stephen Thomas, our public information officer, reached out to the media and got an immediate response on that, and that was great. So what is field day? I'm still hydrating. It's a time to enjoy working with and getting to know our fellow club members. We see each other here, we see each other at breakfast, but this is a time to get out in the field, a little sweat equity, a little operational equity. It's time to get out there and just have some fun. It's a chance to enjoy a meal or two with fellow amateur radio operators. Lance isn't here tonight, but Lance has got a couple of special things ready for us. He went to California last week and has purchased for us to enjoy for lunch some special California treats. And it's not fruit and nuts, okay? That's a California joke, I'm sorry. Lance is from California. There's a sausage place, a butcher place out in the middle of nowhere that he loves. They don't import or anything, but on his trip last week to California, he picked up some good sausages for us to try. So he's going to be cooking those at lunch. And he's also planning dinner. So last I talked to him, and unless something's changed, we're going to have sausage, burgers, that kind of stuff for lunch, and spaghetti for dinner. So we'll have two chances to hang out together. Nothing like fellowship around the table with food. So everybody thank Lance for that. And it's a chance to gain a little knowledge and experience. There's Bob teaching us last year about field expedient antennas. We're going to build upon that this year. Larry's going to give a class building directly on that on Saturday, and I'm going to give a class on 10-meter speaker wire antennas. We'll get into that a little bit more as this goes on. And it's a chance to get on the air and operate it. We got two new generals over there. We got to get y'all making some HF contacts. And anybody else who hasn't made an HF contact or feels you're rusty or wants to get back into it, it's the best time to do it. I got in not knowing how to do it, not knowing what to do. I sat down with Larry. Larry's entertaining. But I sat down with him and started logging and listened to the rhythm and all that stuff. And that's what got me into field day. And after a while, Larry goes, "You want to talk?" Okay. So I started making some contacts, and I've been hooked ever since. And my wallet has suffered, thank you, Larry. And but it's all good. So it's getting that experience at field day that translates into our hobby year round. It's really a lot of fun. And you can try. We'll have phone operators. I need my CW guys. I got one promise. So, and I know somebody that's going to CW op school. Yeah. So we're going to get some CW going. Just bang them paddles. Field day is not a contest. Yeah. Somebody won like we keep score. We turn in all this stuff, we get a score back, but it's not a contest. So remember that. It's going to be the only time I say that, I hope, in this presentation. I might have said it a lot last year. Oh yeah, we need to hydrate. Pretty good gin. Oh, excuse me. All right, what are our goals for this year? I want to increase club member participation. Last year we had 20 documented operators, and I'm guilty of this too. In the login program, when you sit down to operate, we need to make sure and put your call sign in as the operator. So I know I missed a few last year, and I've done that too. But I had 20 that we know for sure that operated on the air. Had 57 total participants, people that came and signed the log as being there. And of those, we had 9 were youth, and 7 of those youth made HF QSOs. I thought that was pretty good. I want to increase our QSO count. Now, last year propagation was not good. That was a common complaint. Looking at the different forums and boards on the internet, there's a lot of people complaining about propagation. I think it's going to be better this year. It's got to be better this year. We made 855 QSOs. Hey, 6 meters was open the other night, so that tells me things are getting better. But 855 QSOs, of those 260 were digital. Those were the ones that we made late at night, where we made the farthest contacts: Australia, New Zealand, Japan, like that. 595 phone, and a big goose egg on CW. Yeah, that's been noticed. So hopefully we fix that this year and have some CW up there, and maybe a satellite contact too, but I'm coming to that. We're going to add additional bands. We're adding that third tower with a 6 meter and 10 meter antenna on it. Like I said a couple of nights ago, I got on 6 meters. It was open to the Great Lakes area for me. So I was able to make my first 6 meter contacts. I was on FT8 and FT4, and it was the VHF contest weekend. So there's people working it. 10 meters should be pretty good too. We'll get the RF and the spectrum there, maybe warm up the band a little bit and loosen it up and get it working. Now last year we operated on 80, 40, 20, and 15 meters. So we're going to add those 2 other bands to it. So we could have 3 phone operations going on 3 different, just off the 3 beams, the 3 towers. We could have the digital going on. We could have digital phone and CW going on. So hopefully we'll do that. We're going to try to get them out. We had a little bit of interference last year from the FT8 station, so we're going to work on that this year, try to solve that. We're adding hands-on educational class. So Larry is going to do an antenna build, a VHF antenna build. We'll build on what Bob taught us last year about the field expedient, what kind of materials you use, what's available, thinking out of the box. So Larry's going to have that ready. And then I'm going to teach a class on building a 10 meter speaker wire antenna. Even if you have a tech license, you've got HF privileges in the 10 meter band. So that's what we're going to build that antenna for, right in the middle of that 10 meter band. We're adding a satellite station. Brand's going to be there. He's going to demonstrate and make contacts, and hopefully we get that going real good. We're going to increase our battery solar powered operation. Now we're 100% emergency power with our generator. Last year we operated, Andy and Jerry did, solely on battery and solar power. Made 31 contacts there. We're going to try to get that going as much as we can. If we could run one station strictly off of battery and solar, we've got 2 or 3. I've got a battery. Louis Soto's got some big batteries we're going to bring. If anybody else has like a BioNO or a LiPo battery with Anderson power poles on it, we'll swap them in and out and try to keep them topped off, but see how far we could go strictly on battery on one station. That gets us more points. but I can't say what I'm going to say. So, all right, we're going to stay safe. And remember, we're going to have two safety officers this year. Dave's been our safety officer for years and years and years. And Roy DeLeon has jumped up and volunteered to be his assistant this year. Please listen to them. Thank you very much. Yes. They are there to make sure we're good. If they tell you to stop doing something or to not do something, please listen to them, because they're there not to be mean or to call you out or anything, to make sure you do everything safe. And there are some things with handling the towers, moving things around. Some of it's heavy, it's tall, so we're going to have to be careful. And please, let's watch out each other to make sure that the heat doesn't get to us also, that we keep that going. Now let's have some fun. It's Christmas morning. Well, it's field day morning, okay? It's a good stuff. I look forward to this all year long. We're going to have a good time. Yep, where's the computer? It's over here. Oh, yeah. I hope there's one over here, because I'm going to need it in a minute.
Bathroom's a few hundred yards away.
Yeah. Yeah. The facilities at the Hilltop Pavilion, yeah, it's just up the road. So they're there. Yeah. 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 Well, you're going to need to hydrate. We're going to need to do that. There are some bushes, but that's on you.
There's also spiders.
There are spiders. We had a visitor last year. You saw one the other day, right? When we were up there. Yep.
They're important now, but
Yeah. Yep.
six that we ain't got to worry about anymore.
All right. So what's our schedule? About 8 a.m. Saturday, June 24th, we're going to start setting up. Try to get there before it gets too hot. 8 to 1. We were set up way before 1 o'clock last year. The 1 o'clock is when operations start. That's the ARRL. That's the start time, 1 o'clock Saturday through 1 o'clock Sunday. What was that, 1800 UTC? So we'll be doing that. Lance is going to feed us after setup is complete. So he'll be over there cooking, getting ready with those special sausages and things that he's brought back from California. So 1 o'clock on-air operations begin. Hopefully we'll start off with a bang, get on that on the frequency and own some frequencies and start making contacts. We want to be the one that folks want to contact. And at 2 o'clock, we're going to have VE testing on site. Alan and his VE team are going to be there. So if you want to take the test, if you want to upgrade, $15 on site. Hopefully, last year we had some folks just saw it on our website and came in. Gives them good exposure to field day and all that stuff. No, I didn't study this year, so I'm not taking the test. All right, depending on satellite passes, Brand's going to have his satellite equipment out there. He's going to, as it gets closer, we'll know when the satellite passes. So it could be during setup. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. Right, Brand? You'll be out there, won't you? There you go. Whenever the satellites will be passing, he'll be making some contacts, and that'll be fun to watch. And he'll give us a demonstration and talk about that. And then after all the VE testing is done, Larry's going to do his antenna class. For all those of you who want to hang around and do that, you're going to walk away with a VHF antenna, right? I'm putting him on the spot. There we go. There we go. Dan, there you go. We're going to try him out and get Dan on there. Dan should be on the air. And then about 5:30, 6 o'clock, Chef Lance is going to have that dinner for us. He was talking spaghetti last time. So Saturday night into Sunday morning, we're going to operate. We're going to be on the air. I love that picture. I call it Midnight at Field Day. It's a couple years ago. But yeah, we're going to be busy. Keep the wigglies going out of the antennas and out into the air and all that stuff. We're going to be busy. That's the best time. Sunday morning, about 7 a.m., continental breakfast. About 9 a.m., I'm going to do the antenna class on the 10-meter speaker wire antenna. So if you attend the class, you will leave with a speaker wire antenna ready to go. You will build it. We're going to cut the wire. We're going to test it, trim it, whatever needs to be done, operate off of it. And you'll have a 10-meter speaker wire for about 28,400, which is right in the middle of the not novice, oh gosh, I wasn't even here back then, the technician portion of the 10-meter class. And we're going to continue operations until we run out of steam. There's not any more contacts to be made. It gets hot, but club membership or club leadership officially, operations go on till 1 p.m. But as it starts getting hot and the contacts get fewer and fewer and we start getting more dupes, it gets pretty tough on Sunday morning. So we'll get that done. Usually around 11 a.m. due to the heat. And we should be finished, cleaned up, and out of there by 1 o'clock. Then it's the field day afterglow. It's the looking at your toys after Christmas and going, man, is that all I got? That's when my parents would, never mind. It'd be nap time. And yeah, I had to throw me in here at least once. So on-air operations start at 1 a.m. We're going to call CQ. That's where we're the ones that everybody else is chasing. We're going to try to get on, call CQ, get the other stations coming to us. That's the one way you can do it. There's also the search and pounce, S&P. And that's a good way for if you haven't done HF before, it's kind of a good way to get started. So start looking for other stations, call CQ, and just start answering their calls. The exchange is simple. It's your call sign, it's your station class, which is 3A for us, and your location. We're North Texas, NTX. So it's a very easy exchange most of the time. Noise, static, understanding can get in there, but it's a quick exchange, and then you move on. Log it into the computer and move on. So we can get a whole bunch in there. So it's the same exchange for CW phone and digital. So that works, and we need operators and loggers. And like I said, if you're nervous around HF, if you don't think you have experience, if you hadn't done it for a while, either jump in with both feet or jump in logging. When you're logging, you're listening. We've got headsets for everybody to listen on both sides. You can get that in, you can get that rhythm down to see how everybody is talking and all that stuff. So it's a great way to get started in there. Oh yeah, we need to hydrate. Cool, clear water. Isn't that pretty? What do we need you to bring? Hat, sunscreen, bug spray. Kind of some essentials there. There's not as many shade trees right up by the pavilion where we're at this year, so sunscreen's important. Work gloves. Those towers, one, get hot, and two, they're metal. So there's, could be some little issues there, but work gloves are a necessity. Wear good closed-toed shoes. I know it's hot and people want to wear sandals, but we're kind of going to be in a work area, so it'd be good. And then Roy saw spiders too. So yeah, so good closed-toed shoes. Bring a comfortable chair. We're going to have some chairs. If you're going to spend the night, stay there all night, may want to get a reclining lounger or something like that. You may even operate from that position, but bring that. For the club, we're going to need a few folding tables, and we're going to need some step ladders. You saw the pictures for the erecting the tower. Step ladders are a must. So if you've got one, bring it. We may not use them all, and we'd rather have them and not need them than figure out who the tallest guy is and have him stand there and hold the tower there for 30 minutes while we're putting it together. That may get old, but we'd appreciate that. I recognize that guy. What's going to happen next? I'm going to send a sign-up genius. It says 2 weeks before field day. I better get off and start doing that so you can get signed up. So we're going to have spots for setup, takedown, and then operations and logging for that. And then I'm going to have also a spot to help the chef for lunch and dinner and breakfast. So if somebody wants to volunteer to help with Lance. I don't know if we're going to have dishes to wash, but that's the kind of idea. So we'll need all that. But operations, talking, all that, there's going to be times where people aren't logged in, and if a radio is just sitting there, it wants you to talk on it. So don't be shy. Get up there and talk on it and get it going. We had some visitors Sunday morning. A couple of parasailers came by. I was a little worried that I hope they saw that the towers, but they did. They went on the other side of them. That was one of them. It's early Sunday, and I haven't slept much. Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? There's Jerry and Andy out there operating, getting those 31 battery contacts. He may be sleeping. That property, it was tough. It was a tough 31 contact, so wasn't it? Yeah. Maybe he needed to hydrate. I'm almost done. I hope. Make sure our equipment's right. That guy down on the bottom's trying to figure it out. But getting everything working, that's the fun part. Where it's two brains and the information's coming in mine and it ain't going anywhere. So.
That was Sunday.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, that was Saturday setup time. Something wasn't working right. You were trying to give me an out there, weren't you? Yep. And Ms. Forson, our youth, ARRL youth representative last year, they're speaking with some of our kids or members there. All three of those young folks operated last year, along with two other members of their family. So they enjoyed talking with Miss Forson. Kathy, is it? Because Catherine Forson, who has now gone off to college at Texas A&M, but they were just enthralled with what she had to say last year about ham radio and her knowledge of it. So it was pretty cool. I think so. I know they have an active club, so I'm sure she's in that club. There's Lewis telling us how it's done. And the voice of experience over there on the right going, back in 1933. That's one of our old-time members. He's a good man, and I'm glad he was there. Getting everything going, a little view, making sure everything's working. Aren't you excited? Isn't this fun? Yes. One of the great closing pictures there. Towers in the midst, McKinney Amateur Radio Club. Just a beautiful place, sitting up on that hill. It's breezy up there. It has been breezy up there. Let me put it that way. No guarantee for a weekend after this, right? No guarantee. I'm full, but don't forget to hydrate. All right. Weekend after this, June 24th and 25th, Larry Land and Lewis and Gladys Soto provided those photos, and I appreciate that. We're going to have new photos after this one, new experiences, new stories to talk about. It's just going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see every one of y'all out there operating, helping us get things together, and just having fun. Anybody have any questions, anything I can clear up in the back? Yes, sir.
Are we able to bring our own radios and quarterly antennas?
You can, yeah, that's fine. The club's going to have 3 radio set up in our antennas. We had a couple of people last year bring their stuff. As long as there's no interference or anything, we're good with that. So it's a good time to try something out if you want to. Yeah.
We also got to make sure if they use the club call sign that we coordinate that.
Yeah.
Because we only have so many transmitters
Yeah.
in the air at one time.
Yeah. So if you're using your call sign, that's fine. If you're using the club call sign, we just got to make sure it's only 3 transmitters at one time. So. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you, that's a good point, and I didn't include. If you want to operate at home, or if you want to operate on your call sign, there's a place in there when you submit your score to put the club's call sign, and we get credit for that. So, so if you're operating from home, exactly. Yeah. So you would get credit, and the club would get credit, so that would help. We're a Class 3A, which means we're a club station with 3 transmitters operating on emergency power. The Class 1Ds are the home stations on electric power, folks sitting in the air conditioning taking it easy, wimps. But our club, you could, if you're operating on your own call sign out there, you could be a 1E class if you want to do that. But we can figure that out later. But yeah, you're welcome to bring your stuff out. We had a couple people come out and experiment last year, and it worked out good. Any other questions? Jerry? Mr. Young Kenneth Spock is our Facebook guy, and he's not here tonight. I'll see if I can get a hold of him, see if we can get a posting out there on Facebook. Yeah. Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. It does. In the back again, Roy.
Trash. This is my first time going, so I haven't had to get all the trash.
There are trash receptacles out there, and the city came by every day, a couple of times a day, and collected trash. So that's taken care of. Sir? Yeah, Tip?
You mentioned bug spray.
Yes.
You spray for chiggers.
Yep.
Don't
Mike's,
spread it.
yeah, Mike's got some sulfur. Yeah, he's got like 28 pounds of sulfur in the back of his car. Yeah, I don't know if we could spray the entire area for chiggers out there, but that's a great thing to do. Fortunately, the pavilion sits on concrete, but it's grass around, so from the parking lot to the pavilion. The parking lot there is not the biggest parking lot, but there is a camp. If you were at the simulation exercise, there's a campsite just down the hill from that. Probably not going to be occupied, so you could park there or along the roadway. So we'll get that figured out. So, Larry, did you have a question?
Availability, 110 volts.
Uh,
How much you gonna have?
we got the big
You got the generator.
generator, and I don't think we've maxed that puppy yet. We're not running any air conditioning, so
It's a 10.5 kilowatt generator.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Are you gonna have a portable air conditioner to blow on you, or?
Without a compressor, yeah, just install a fan.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I'm bringing an inverter generator.
Okay,
It's got a couple of 110 outlets on it, so I haven't seen the farm.
Okay.
People need one, so
Yeah.
charge phones, whatever.
yeah. We're gonna have some. Roy's bringing some stuff. We're bringing a couple of pop-ups, so we may have some outlying stations or whatever. Maybe the FT8, maybe in one of I think he's bringing an enclosed pop-up area. So we're going to have a little different setup than we did last year. So we're going to work on that. But it's all going to be good. It's all going to be fun. Anybody else? Only said it once. Only said it once this year. So, yep. I'm excited. I'm good. I'll start sending out the sign-up geniuses. That's my goal for tomorrow, to get that ready and start sending them out and get those responses. You're going to get so many emails from me. You're going to be sick of it, but that's how we get people's attention. So, but we're going to I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being out there again with everybody. It's just a lot of fun and getting to know everybody. So remember, it's fever, it's field day fever. And thank you very much. Dave?
Thanks, Mike. Thanks a lot, Mike. We know that's a lot of work that goes into that. Closing announcements. Don't forget, we have a Sunday information net every week on the 2-meter repeater, 146.740 at 8 p.m. We also on Monday nights have the MARC Simplex net. It's on at 8:30 at 146.54 or thereabouts, depending on whether somebody else is already on that frequency when we get there. And then, of course, we have our normal Saturday breakfast every Saturday at Denny's. We meet at 7 a.m. We finally have the waitress trained. She takes orders pretty promptly at 7:30 lately. So if you get there after 7:30, you'll still be able to order, but it's going to be dicey for you. So we usually do pretty good. We usually get anywhere from about 15 to 25 people there on Saturday morning. So it's a good crowd. And that is the end of what we got here. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Got Mike Blue, second. Donald, what's your call sign again, Donald? KF6 NMA, Larry. All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Let's go home.